Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sohum Reactions. Today's request comes from Roger, who suggests the song Dear Time by Alison, Browne, Steve Martin, and last but not least, Jackson Browne. Of those three, Jackson is who I'm most familiar with. We've listened to him plenty on the channel. Each time has been amazing. I feel like he is a version of King Midas when it comes to music. Whatever he touches, it becomes gold. He is such an amazing songwriter. Naturally, whatever he's going to be a part of, it's going to sound amazing. So I'm very excited to hear Dear Time today. Seems like Dear Time is going to be a song about nostalgia, an ode to time, so to speak. Either way, we'll find out here first. But thank you once again to Roger for the request. Now, my friends, let's jump into it.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I saw a bunch of, there we go. We have The Cure here. I've done some reactions to them on the channel. Incubus, I reacted to them a handful of times, but a further while ago. And I'm also seeing a System of a Down poster. I think that might be Toxicity. I love System of a Down, man. My first favorite band.
Oh my God.
Wow, the famous Troubadour Bar.
We have a ton of memories here, don't we, Jackson?
I don't remember anything.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I guess with time, things, become more distant. We don't remember as well. Of course, they're just playing on the joke, but...
Dear time, on this fair occasion, I'd like to say you've given me more than what you've taken.
Oh, wow. Given more than what you've taken.
Hey, time, working well together.
I like that lyric.
I know it's not forever. We'll both be moving on. Look what I've collected. A little box of memories.
Ah, that's old Jackson.
Tied with twine. Each a small remembrance. One inside the other. On rewind tonight I find them dimmed by wine.
I love how rich his voice is. And this is a recent performance, just came out last year. He is still doing the thing. And in a pure folk style.
Hey, time, thank you for the lovers. The ones that went astray. Thank you for the one that stayed.
Ah, I like that lyric there too.
Thank you for the lovers.
Thank you for the lovers.
The ones that went astray. Thank you for the one that stayed.
The ones who went astray, thank you for the one that stayed. So it's like he's thanking time at the outset, but then drills it down to those who went astray because them leaving allowed there to be room for the love of his life to enter and presumably take all of his time.
Hey, time, accepting of each other. Hold off from that buzzer for just a little while.
This is a very sweet and sincere song.
A little box of memories, somewhat disconnected, tied with twine, each a bit of color.
Oh, and what instrument is that?
With twine.
The one that Alison is holding here, it has the shape of a banjo, but looks slightly different than a banjo. Mainly the body is what throws me off here. On the left flank of Jackson, that definitely looks like a banjo to me, but Alison is playing something different. I'm not sure.
Each a bit of color, winter, spring, fall, and summer, set to burn, they return, a warm blue flame.
Even the way she's positioning it. To think how dynamic so many Jackson Browne songs are, but we have only stayed in the world of folk, which actually works really well for this. It's a very nostalgic kind of a feel, a bit bittersweet too in the melody. Oh did you hear that bass in there? Beautiful texture from all of the strings. Oh, and I'm just noticing this about her instrument here. It appears as though I've seen this before, but I've never like took the time to comment on it. But you can see that there are 4 strings that go all the way up into the right hand side here, up until the neck. That would be 4 strings, but the 5th string actually populates itself on the 5th fret. So you don't get the lower 4 or 5 notes from the 4th fret down to the 0th. I'm trying to like rack my brain as to why an instrument maker would make that decision. Maybe because the root note that they want to play is always starts on the 5th fret or something. I'm not sure, but that is really interesting.
Dear time,
please let me know if you have the answer.
At your service. Thank you for the extra heartbeats. I'm not so sure I earned them.
Oh, I like that lyric too.
Dear time,
not so sure I earned them.
Efficient. I canceled my physician. Whatever you decide.
I mean, still go to your doctor. You don't have to let it all go to the wayside.
Box of memories, edges start to soften and lose their shine. Each a little wonder, a faded watercolor, all unsigned, on standby in my.
Look at that here. So this is the Troubadour. And above, if you see the sign, Mitty Gritty, Dirt Band, and Steve Martin. Dude, how crazy is that? I don't know when this picture was taken, but Steve now is performing with Jackson here many years later. That is such a crazy feeling, by the way, just like having been in a place long ago and revisiting it at your current age, whatever that may be. I'm in a version of experiencing that right now because many of you will know I recently moved to this new apartment about 2 months ago, and I moved back to an area that I used to kind of live in, and being in this place, seeing a lot of the familiar sights, I feel that nostalgic feeling, but it's not just nostalgia because I observe a lot of newness. There are new people, new buildings, new sights, new sounds. It's something a bit more nuanced than just nostalgia. I will say it's bittersweet. I don't know. There was a YouTube video I watched a while back that outlined a lot of the other more nuanced human emotions that exist, but most of us don't actually know about. One of those emotions had to do with the feeling of being in a environment that you were previously familiar with, but feeling unfamiliar in that current place. Yeah, that's cool. I gotta find that video again.
On standby in my mind. Look what I've collected. A little box of memories.
All the souvenirs.
Somewhat disconnected. Tied with twine. Could I trade them in for a visit with my mom and dad? Or throw the ball with my old dog one more time.
Trade the things for the experiences and the people. I love that.
Hey, time.
That harmony.
Look at what you've made me. Sentimental and slightly crazy. Dear time.
What a banger of a song. I love it.
I'd like to say you've given me more than what you've taken.
The harmony,
Dear time.
Wow, I really like this song. You've given more than what you've taken. It's time as a gift. That's what it is. It affords you the opportunity to experience all the good, all the bad. Time being there is what gives us the chance to experience. I don't know. there's a lot of things that we can discuss when it comes to this idea of time. And I guess before I jump into all of that, I want to talk about just the musicality of this song. Beautiful, beautiful, rich tone in Jackson's voice. He always seems to just carry with his vocal delivery this air of experience. It's so fun to listen to, and I'm always felt like left feeling like extremely comfortable. It's as though someone is teaching me about life, telling me a story, like a moral lesson. I, for one, I've always loved stories like that. And there's a lot of wisdom packed into this song. So first and foremost, paying attention to Jackson Browne and his vocal delivery, in addition to the lyrics that he's singing, is a bulk of where my mental focus was going. But that's not to discount all of the awesomeness occurring in the strings flanking him on either side. A lot of unique textures going on there. It was hard for me to pick up on the specific movement of the melody, but what I appreciated about those instruments is that they all fit within the scale and populated the mix so that there was just enough melodic intrigue from moment to moment to not leave the background like more static, but it didn't like fully take my focus either. Again, I think it was all there to support Jackson and his delivery, and somehow, some way, the way that those parts were composed made it even easier to focus on Jackson. And normally that's not something I would say, because I feel like I do my best to pay attention to every single element here, but I think the lyrics are the shining star for me, and all of the warmth that is conveyed through the musicality is the added bonus. But there's one separate comment that I want to kind of touch back on before we get to the lyrics, which is this bittersweet feeling that I was picking up from the melody. I don't know why I got that. Maybe it has to do with the lyrics as well, but maybe some of like the voicing, some of the notes within the chords that were being outlined by the banjo and by the other pseudo banjo, I don't know, felt a bit ambiguous at times, not necessarily darker and like going into a more minor or harmonic minor place, but staying in a kind of limbo land as it relates to the melody. And we would quickly kind of fall out of that place and back into the melody more fitting for this folk song. But yeah, I don't know, I came away feeling a bit bittersweet, but at the very end it was rounded off with all of the sweetness and just consideration is what it feels like to me. But let's talk about the lyrics. I love the idea of writing a letter to time, anthropomorphizing it, and time is an asset to us. Time is a teacher to us. Time is a blessing. Time is a curse. Time is so many things, but the one thing that it definitely is that the passage of it is inevitable. We cannot change that. We can never go backwards. And that's something that's very important to recognize, because no matter how much time we've spent on this earth, we never know how much more time we'll get. And so instead of living in a place of fear where we worry about our impending doom, Jackson presents this kind of world of you can reminisce on all of the great times before and appreciate the time that you have now. Make the most of all of that time here and now, because you never know when that lease on life comes to an end. It's just out of the cards. And you can kind of distill all of that to carpe diem, but that's something that I've been trying to do, is live my best life every single possible day. Make each day that I'm living my favorite day to be living. Do all of my favorite things every day when I can, when life allows me to. And I'm not 100% there yet. I'm trying to, find all of the things that really speak to me and make my existence happier moment to moment. And I don't know, I feel like it's a lifelong journey and there's no rush to get there. The point is, be present, be an active participant in your life, moving the needle forward rather than kind of allowing life to pass you by. Another part of this song that I appreciated was the sort of discussion on time making the familiar unfamiliar. And for me, that has a very poetic note to it, because whenever we first experience something, we are starting in the unfamiliar. So really, the entire trajectory is thus: you start with the unfamiliar, then you familiarize yourself through experience, and then maybe later on in life, those memories start to fade and it becomes more unfamiliar again. Maybe if it's not the memory that's changing, it's the actual environment, like I mentioned before, that's changing and now suddenly has become unfamiliar to you, even though you had the expectation of familiarity. Time will take that away from you. Time will also heal you. Time will do so many things. Time is like one of the best things ever. I don't know how to describe it. I don't really talk about this all that much. But to me, at the end of it all, time is a gift, time is a blessing, and it allows us as humans to experience. And I don't know where you guys land on that part of philosophical thought, but I feel like a big reason why we're here, what the purpose of this life is to just experience life to its fullest, do the best that we can, day in, day out, make the world a better place. These are all the kind of thoughts that run around in my mind. So I view time as that blessing that helps make any good thing happen. It's the ultimate facilitator. Dear Time. I think it's a beautiful concept for a song, sung beautifully by Jackson Browne and co., which I believe the harmony that was being sung was not by Alison nor by Steve. Neither of them were actually singing during the performance. So I'm not sure where the harmony was coming from, but it sounded nice as well. This whole song was nice from top to bottom. So thank you very much, Roger, for sharing it with me. I hope you all enjoyed the reaction today. If you'd like to request one yourself, please hit the first link in the description box below. But thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.